the exact opposite of what society thinks is dangerous usually happens. Lani ማለት ነው.
Okay.
I have never been in a situation where I'm scared at night. I've always been in a situation where I'm scared. But
broad daylight.
I've never been scared of the people think are dangerous. I've always been scared of the people that society deems are worthy and safe. I've never found myself praying that I escape something with a stranger. I've always found myself praying that I escape something with somebody that's close to me or a friend. And now, it's funny to me that society claims these are dangerous, these are not. And more often in my experience, the people that are supposedly dangerous tablo in society mitayut sawach have some level of ethics and some level of morality on my pacho sawach and national. እንደውም አንዳንድ ጊዜ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ምናምን ስትመደቢ ሲኒየር ወንድ ጓደኞች ካሉ እኔ ታላላቅ ወንድ ጓደኞች የሆነ ጊዜ ነበሩኝና ታዩታይ እዛ ሀገር ባይ ዘ ወይ ለሶስት ብቻ ከደፈሩሽ አራግፈሽ ነው የምትሄጂው ብለውኝ ያውቃሉ። If it's just 3 it's okay አይነት ነገር that is just wow. እንኳን ወደ ነጻነት ፖድካስት በሰላም መጣችሁ። በጽላተን ሲሆን so Zare, welcome back to our new season.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about what we hope to do moving forward. Na bamaringa orita biyalo mokralo. Kazan jamal. And yon ነገር ያሰብኩኝ ነበር. Yeah, 3 ክፍሎች ነው የሚሆኑ coming season ያሰብነው እንደምታውቁት እንደልቤ ይኖራል፣ ቁምነገር ይኖራል and then
our new section.
ጽላት introduce ታርጋ.
Unpopular opinion በአማርኛ ምን ሊሆን ይችላል?
Opinion.
Come on. We are very opinionated people.
That's my point.
No, Ethiopia.
I know, ግን opinion is considerably
acceptable መሆን አለበት።
ስለዚህ opinion like full stop ማድረግም ይችላል። Relatively already ከሚታሰበው ነገር ጋር አላይን የማታረጊ ከሆነ it's gonna be very popular.
Popular በአማርኛ ምንድን ነው?
አሁንም ዛሬ የዶክተር መሐሌትን ኤፒሶድ ሁሌም ነው ኮት የምናረጋው unpopular opinion ነበረ
እሱ ብቻ it's not just about the opinion by the way unpopular opinion እንደሆነ ሆኖ I don't think the argument was well made. I think people had that excuse to discard her thoughts.
Understand that ግን opinion ያልኩትም ለዛ ነው ገብቶሻል The way you make it determine how it lands in the people that are listening to it. Again, if you have an opinion that our society doesn't align with, then it's going to be an unpopular opinion.
ብዙ ተቀባይነት የሌላቸው አስተያየቶች እንበለውና
ስለዚህ ሾርት አድርገን ነው የምናስቀምጠው ብዬ አስባለሁ። ስም ስንሰጠው eventually ስም ይኖረዋል ሴክሽን አይ ሲሆን እናስብበትና እንመለሳለን። ሐሳብ ሐሳብ ካላችሁ ኮሜንት አድርጉልን። unpopular opinions በአማርኛ በአንድ ቃል ቢባል ምን ሊሆን ይችላል? ስለዚህ how was the break for you?
What break? Honestly, ብዙ ከድራማ ይቻለው ብዙ ተኝቻለሁ. I've started reading again. That's amazing. It's በጣም ቢዚ ሲሆን በመጀመሪያ የሚሄዱት ነገሮች መደነስና ማንበብ ቀንሳለሁ እና ትረሻለሽ ደግሞ that
you do enjoy it.
No እንደረሳሹ like that it's been cut out of your life ትረሹና አንድ ቀን ነው ትዝምልሽ like when was the last time I did this happy joyous thing? What the The break was ብዙ በዓላት ነበሩ ከቤተሰቦቼ ጋር ጊዜ ማሳለፍ ችያለሁ ማግኘት የምፈልጋቸውን ሰዎች እንደምንም ማግኘት ይቻላል there was a lot of baking yeah ኑሮ ሲወደድ ቤትሽ ኬክ መብላት ትጀምራለሽ
baking ግን like የትኛውን baking የሚለውንም clarify ብናደርግ ጥሩ ይመስለኛል
what do you mean የትኛው cake
okay
what do you mean I have no idea what you're saying.
Okay, so the funny part about the break እንደሆነ ልንገርሽ, how the people around me responded to it was very entertaining to me. ምክንያቱም for a while, for months ያላናገርኳቸው ሰዎች all of a sudden ብቅ ማለት ጀመሩ. እንዴ ፖድካስት ላይ ሁሌ ስለምናይሽ ተረጋግተን ነበረ እና ምን ሆነሽ የጠፋሽው? እና now for a while ያላናገርኳቸው ሰዎች are coming back to my life. Now welcome back. የሆነ ቢለቪት ስለማላያችሁ like I do miss you guys. ስለዚህ ባካችሁ ተመለሱ. በፖድካስት ያዩሽ የሚረሱሽ ሰዎች.
Yes, we were talking about this የሆነ ጊዜ ላይ.
I never thought it was possible. አሁን መደወል እስኪጀምሩ ድረስ I was like okay አንድ ቀን እንገናኛለን ብዬ ነው ያሰብኩት. In their heads already በሳምንቱ ስለሚያዩኝ everything is okay. They know I'm okay. Yeah, it's hurtful ለማንኛውም. It's very hurtful.
I got finally የቲክቶክ ሜሴጆችን በሙሉ ማየት ይችላል. That's also an achievement for me. TikTok እንደ በፊት ብዙም መጠቀም ቀንሻለሁ. It's በሳምንት 2 maximum.
TikTok? Why?
Every app has reels. Twitter ላይ ካለሽ ቪዲዮ ይቀጥላል aggressively. YouTube ላይ ካለሽ አሁን like home button እኔ ስነካ እዛ ነው የሚያመጣኝ. Shorts ላይ ነው የምገባው. Instagram ላይ ካለሽ reels አለ. Like every app has basically this what you would watch on TikTok ይመጣልሻል. Twitter ደግሞ ከነጎሲፑ ነው የሚደርስሽ.
The thing I like about TikTok is የምታወሪው ነገር as soon as possible ነው የሚያቀርብልሽ. ማለትም ኦንም ባይሆን how well of a spy it is በዛ ነው ማቀው. This conversation we're going to have ስልኬ ካጠገቤ ሆኖ I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear about it for FYP ላይ እንደሚቀርብ እና ከኢንስታግራምም ከዩቲዩብም the fastest የሚያቀርብልኝ TikTok ነው እስካሁን ካየሁት. For that purpose only, I actually adore it. በተለይ አሁን when it comes to global politics እና እንደዛ አይነት ቶፒኮች ላይ የሚያቀርብልኝ information is much faster than any other. እና እሱም ፓርት በጣም ወደዋለሁ. It's kind of addictive. በተለይ there is this channel በጣም ወደው ዲዲ ምናምን ነገር የሚል ኒውስ ዳዲ እሱን ሰውዬ በጣም ነው ወደው. It is right አይደለም ወይስ
I'm judging you. News daddy? News? Yes. Ishi. I mean, Dylan, no, my news guy.
I think we're talking about the same person.
No, Dylan is very young and blonde.
Oh, called Samawi background yellow?
Yeah.
Oh, the same person. No,
news daddy and Milon didn't know you. Why would you even use that? You know his name?
Because that makes sense. Yeah, Didi News breaks Yarek. የሱን ስም ጉግል ስታሪው ከዛ ቀጥሎ የሚመጣው ዲዲ ነው.
እሺ
እና he had a whole ranting session because of it. ለምንድነው እኔና እሱን ኮኔክት I get it, like I have daddy in it, but ለምንድነው እሱን ኮኔክት የምታደርጉት? እና I found that very interesting. Like ቻበዛው ይጀዋል.
Yeah, I can understand that. The news bit ደስ ይላል. Yes, you're right. Especially if you want to የእንትንንም ያዩት በዛ የተነሳ ነው UN ሄደው ለግድቡ ሪፕሬዘንት ሲያደርጉ የነበሩትን ሰዎች ቲክቶክ ላይ ነው የመጣው. ከዛ ዩቲዩብ ላይ ናቹራሊ ዩቲዩብ ላይ ሄድኩኝ. ከዛ በኋላ and I saw the back and forth. It's sad to see. የመጀመሪያው so like ሁለት ቻንስ ነው የተሰጠው ለሁለቱም ለኢጂፕትም ለኢትዮጵያም እና የመጀመሪያው ሰውዬ is very eloquent, he'll tell you stuff, he's amazing ምናምን. ከዛ የነሱ ሰዎች ደግሞ the way they rebuttal is insane. Okay, so like we contribute a lot more to the water. የኮሎኒያል ዘመን እንትናቸውን እስከዛሬ ኪፕ እናድርግ ብለው እነዚህ ሰዎች እኛን ሊያስጨንቁን አይገባም. ሪሶርሱ ለሁላችንም ይበቃል እና ኢጂፕትኛን ፖለቲካሊ እንትን እያለችን ነው, ፕሬሸር እያደረገችን ነው. even though we ምንድነው
volunteered
no ኧረ የኛ ናቹራል ሪሶርስ ይበልጣል to the Nile የሚገባው ከኢጂፕት እና ተጠቃሚነታችን ግን በጣም ዝቅተኛ እንዲሆን እና ፖለቲካሊ የሆነ ፕሬሸር እንዲፈጠር እያደረገች ነው. ኢጂፕቲያንን መጥፎ ጸባያን ታቆም. ያው አም ፓራፍሬዚንግ. ከዛ ኢጂፕሻኑ ሰውዬ በቃ ኢትዮጵያ በጣም መጥፎ ሀገር ለጎረቤት ሀገሮቿ ማትመች ገብጋባ ልትወጋን እየሞከረች ነው ምናምን በቃ like it's ይሄ ኢሞሽናል እንትን ማነቃቂያ ነው የሚመስለው. ከዛ the second guy you would think ያንን ከሰማ በኋላ የሰው ልጅ ከባድ ሪፕላይ ይሰጣል። this guy said 2 sentences እና he shut it off። ከዛ ኮሜንት ሴክሽን ውስጥ ምን ቢሉ ጥሩ ነው ስራ በዘመድ ስታገኝ
God. Okay.
That was one of the funniest things that happened to me. ሌላ ምን አለ?
Yeah. Okay, so as far as geopolitics goes, for any other country, I'm more than happy to explore. ግን ለራሴ ሀገር ሲመጣ I try my best to avoid that conversation like by all cost. እኔና አንቺ friendshipችን ከተጀመረ ጀምሮ you know this.
You unfortunately discovered those things ደግሞ እኔ በሌለውበት
I know.
I don't even get to see your face.
አይደለም like አስገድደው ነው ይሄ situation. And the thing ምንድነው ታውቂያለሽ recently one of my favorite book reviewers ታጋረጋታለሁ እዚህ ጋር ትንሳኤ ትባላለች. And now we were having this discussion about post አድርገው ነበር አሁን if I remember correctly ኤርትራ ሱዳን እና ኢጅፕት አንድ ላይ ሚቲንግ ነበራቸው እና ከኢትዮጵያ ጋር የሚኖራቸውን ሪሌሽንሺፕ ከዚህ በኋላ በዚህ አቅጣጫ ነው የምንወስነው ብለው እየተነጋገሩበት ነው የሚል ፖስት ነው እና I asked her what she thought about it ምክንያቱም she reads a lot and she's very much aware of Ethiopian history and the politics around us. And she mentioned that most people don't really know what we have done to end up in this situation, which I found very interesting. ምክንያቱም ለራሴ ሴፍቲ ስል ይሄንን ቶፒክ ባላየ ባልሰማ ነው ቪዲዮ ማድረገው but now እዚህ ፖይንት ላይ ስንደርስ you realize okay, so I have to figure shit out. I have to know what is and isn't the reality of the situation. And በዛ ምክንያት እሷን ጠይቂያት ነበር if you could recommend me a book where I could discover my country and the history behind it. ምክንያቱም as great as YouTube and TikTok is, it's also very much biased by the people that report it as well as the people that will pay the reporters. So books can most of the time through a lot of research and through a lot of venting ስለሚመጡ they're much more preferable በሚለው I wanted to try that. And ይሄንን ሁላ ፕሮሰስ እያደረግን I remembered we may not even have a country for our grandchildren to have. በሁለት ይከፈላል የሚባለው ነገር ማለት ነው. It also made me very much aware within the next few generations we may not even have a country የተከፈለ ነው and now we're actually seeing the effects. አሁን ያለፈው for the first time ለኔ at least መሬቱ ተንቀጥቅጦ and we felt it. And it's going to be a pattern considering where geographically የሆነ ያለው ጉዳይና now ሳቶጂ በግድሽ very aware of who you are and where you stand in መሆን አለብሽ እና I found that very interesting. Wow, የመሬቱ ሲንቀጠቀጥ እንዴት ነበር አንቺ? Like how did you handle that?
I found and me and my sister found each other and we were like fuck.
Really? ደግሞ የእናንተ ሰባተኛው ላይ ስላለ
yeah እና we genuinely thought ኮሪደር ልማት ነው ብለን ነበር መጀመሪያ ከዛ በኋላ we like logic kicks in and you're there like at least we would know and then we just moved on with our night honestly. And then 3 hours later on Twitter ስገባ people were saying መሬት መንቀጥቀጥ. It's like huh okay if so, I die bro, like I'm not going to get worried and then like you know ተጨንቄ ሞቼም it's 2 losses. I'm going to be fine.
The optimist bravado no
it's just I have given up.
Awesome. So
it's just
the funniest thing happened isn't it? ይቅርታ አቋረጥኩሽ.
No, continue.
I was sitting in my bed and reading a book. So አልጋዬ ሲንቀጠቀጥ I really thought ትልቅ እንስሳ ገብቷል in some way. Does it make sense? No, but that's the only logical...
does make sense.
Oh, then that's the only way I can explain it. ገብቶሻል? So I called my sister and she was like, we checked the bed, ምናምን everything was okay. So sister ስጠይቃት እኔ ምንም አልተሰማኝም አለች. So my thought was, okay, so I have lost my mind. እና ጸበል መጠጣት አለብኝ. So የዛኔ ነው panic ማድረግ የጀመርኩት. like hallucinate ማድረግ ጀምሬያለሁ. Am I hallucinating a whole reaction, physical reaction point ላይ? Are there symptoms before that point? ይህንን process እያደረኩ Instagram ላይ somebody commented, what the F was that? This person I haven't spoken to for years and I don't understand that person's vibe. However, at that moment, I was so grateful. I was so grateful for somebody.
I love that.
Yes. Madam, thank you if he's watching this. And not what that below comment ላደረገው ሰው ብዙ ጥያቄዎች ነው ሴቭ ያደረገው from my head, because I was ready to go down the rabbit hole of like schizophrenia, delusion, everything. And now I was like, did you feel that too? And we had a whole conversations about it. And then no, like, it was a real thing. የሚለው ነገር የወጣው ግን for those few moments that you thought you have lost your mind, wow, ያስባለኝ it's gonna be a pattern. ከዚህ በኋላ የምናየውም ይሄ ነገር እየተደጋገመ የሚሄድ ነገር እንደሚሆን ነው። እና I think it's time we research how to survive these things ብዬም አስባለሁ. For most people, the exact opposite of what is supposed to be done ነው ያደረጉት። ውጪ መውጣት እና አቮይድ ማድረግ አለብሽ፣ ከመስታወት ውጪ መሆኑን አቮይድ ማድረግ አለብሽ፣ የሚሰበሩ እቃዎች አጠገብ መሆን የለብሽ ምናምን የሚሉ ነገሮች
መውጣት የለብሽም ያልሽ።
yes ማለት you have to make sure it's a safe environment.
መሬት ቦታ okay.
ግን like when you're surrounded by huge buildings and ሁላችሁም in a cluster መሃል ላይ የምትቆሙ ከሆነ it's higher risk as opposed to what you can do. ግን ሊስቱን ፖስት እናደርጋለን እዚህ ጋር how to survive earthquakes. and it was very interesting response.
It was funny that people ran from our building and then bamagustu they were like, how come you weren't downstairs? You thought you were saving yourselves by okay, because kaza gan yaane barase kalsike alafut. I was like, we were going to die. If it was genuine and if it was going to happen, we were going to die. And I was like, you know what? There are worse ways to go. There are worse ways to go. People have died in much worse.
I was like, you know what? I take it back then.
No. Like, an earthquake is like a blessing. Like, take me. I will not be complaining. Thank you, Jesus. Anyways.
You know, there was this thing, the man or the bear. You just chose earthquake over a man.
It's not even a man thing, by the way. It's just some people are racist and violent, and we're seeing that a lot.
Yeah.
And what could happen to you could be at the hands of anyone, and it's insane. And because
sure, that's better.
I'm not saying it's better. It's like I'm saying how like gapun እየጨመርኩልሽ ነው.
Like ጠቅልል አረግሻት.
It's like it's even scarier to know like you're not safe in any shape or form in any place. Even at home. And then an earthquake happens and you're slightly relieved.
That is the reality of the world we live in. በተለይ አሁን again ብዬሻለሁ ለእኔ for the longest time አላየም አልሰማም ብዬ የተቀመጥኩ ሰው ነኝ, because like I choose peace over information. Like I would rather discover everything externally ከሀገሬ ውጭ ያለውን ነገር ባነብ ይሻለኛል ሀገር ውስጥ ያለውን አንብቤ ከምበሳጭ ከማዝን ከምከፋ and then make comments that is gonna get myself and my family at risk ብዬ ከወሰንኩ በኋላ ነው። አሁን ያለንበት situation ደግሞ you don't really have much of a choice but to be a part of it, because it affects you in every single step you do. And then this wake-up call has been so harsh. And ለኔ ብቻ አይደለም ደግሞ even for the people that have known all of the information that they do, ከዚህም በፊት ይከታተሉ የነበሩ ከዚህም በፊት ፓተርኑን ያዩ የነበሩት ሰዎች ራሱ አሁን you know what, I choose life. It's very interesting. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Anyways, that's why we choose the earthquake.
Yeah.
Moving on. We also saw another case of a woman being killed. Femicide, I guess, is the term. Femicide.
Okay. That's right.
Homicide?
No, I understand that. ታሪኩን ነው ያልገባኝ።
እንትና የምትባል ልጅ ብሩክታይት ናት ማናት?
Wow.
Right, the girl that was stabbed 7 times for rejecting her male friend. And they're like, okay, you know what? Pick me shout, they win. It's like, you stand there and you want to fight the fight ምናምን you want to do everything, but every day you can't hear this. There's no song, there's no motivation for you to keep going through this again and again and again, especially ደግሞ በቃ በርሽን እስኪያንኳኳ ነው እየተጠበቀ ያለው ነው እንጂ at the end of the day it will happen to you in one form or the other.
It has in one shape or another. It's just I honestly do not understand. It's just really but defense mode I do not know what we're waiting for. Because I do not know why so many ችግር የለውም ወንዶቹን አንድ ቦታ እናስቀምጣቸው በኋላ እንገባበታለን ሴቶቹ ላይ ሲመጣ ግን እነ ፒክሚሻ ላይ ሲመጣ I don't understand what their advantage is by covering for the people that would never cover for them and that will victimize them consistently. I
was talking to Robbie the other day. I was talking to Robbie the other day and we were talking about
which Robbie?
The one who co-hosts with us. So we were talking about why people get defensive ምናምን እና the defense is one, knowing that you may not be able to do some of these things. Two, that አንቺ ያደግሽበት መንገድ ከኔ superior እንደሆነ defend ማድረግ ነው. Three, ደግሞ ቤተሰቦችሽ ውስጥ እንደዛ አይነት ግለሰብ ካለ you want to believe so much that they are right and the world is wrong, and whatever brainwashing or like whatever in hopes of understanding your loved one የፈጠርሻቸው psychological guards አሉ አይደል እነሱ I think they get triggered when these things happen. አሁን ለምሳሌ ምን አርጋው እንደሆነ አላውቅም ሲባል ምን ሲደረግ ነው ኖርማል 7 ጊዜ ሰው ሞጋት ፌር የሚሆነው like a fair reaction ጥሩ reaction በቃ ይሄ ደግ አረጋት የሚያስብለው reaction. I mean I can think of a few things. Yeah, like she would have to stab him at least 6 times, you know what I mean? 7 ጊዜ እሷ ለመወጋት አንዳንድ ሲባባሉ. Other than that, it doesn't make sense for a healthy man that is asking a question and that's received an answer to stab another person is why is it not out of question for people to do this? If I was going around stabbing people, would it be okay?
I think I don't understand it. ምልሽ እሱ ጋር ነው
ከዛ ደግሞ ኮመንት ሴክሽኖች ውስጥ ምን እንዳለ ነገርሽ ድሮም እኮ ወንድና ሴት ጓደኛ መሆን አይችሉም ድሮም እኮ ወንድና ሴት brotherly sisterly የለም now you're there like oh okay that's what this is about. A woman is murdered, not even a woman ለማለት በጣም ልጅ ነችና like ይሄ
there was this thing የሆነ ሰዓት ላይ so a lot of people tell me men are not the sensitive gender ይባላል and it's cute until you hear or you see Twitter ላይ የሚናገሩት ነገር when it comes to friend zoning or when it comes to hating their girlfriends at a certain point, when it comes to Manchester you losing a game or
oh yeah did you see that TikTok?
I like you to I was with a Manchester fan.
Oh and I saw it on Twitter.
እሱ ነው የሚልሽ if ከዚህም በፊት ብዬዋለሁ ግን I don't understand the conflict between what you're saying and what you're doing opposite ሲደረግ ራሱ at least እዛ level ላይ wake up ማድረግ አለብን. You say or you claim you're not the most sensitive gender and then you consistently do sensitive or emotional responses to everything. And እሺ ችግር የለም sensitivity ምንድነው የሚለውን ሌላ discussion ላይ make እናደርጋለን ግን if you're going to claim that emotions don't drive you and then you kill because of your emotions and then you have a whole gender pushing you because of that action, of course yes what the fact no because he was emotional የምትሉ ከሆነ isn't that conflicting a little bit? You're telling us that yes we support his emotional response despite not saying we're an emotional creature የሚለው ነገር opposing አይሆንም ወይ?
Well the argument always አዳዲስ ፎርም ይዘላ እኛም እኮ ተውነ he's only human. Man, I don't need you to make any argument or I don't need you to convince me of anything. And so ገላል they need to receive ያንን ማች የሚያደርግ ቅጣት አውቆ አሰላስሎ ጭቤ ይዞ መጥቶ ሰው ባለበት ምስክር ባለበት አንድን ግለሰብ ገላል ይሄ ለህግ ማቅረብ ነው ከዛ ደግሞ ያው ወንድና ሴት ጓደኛ መሆን አይችሉም? አዎ አይችሉም። በዚህ ሁኔታ እንደዚህ ከሆነ ጓደኝነት አንቺ ይወድሻለሁ ሲልሽ አልወድ አይ እኔ የፍቅር ስሜት አይሰማኝም ላንተ እናሽርና 7 ጊዜ if that's friendship no yes you can't be friends like that if we're going around stabbing people and we're calling it friendship that's not friendship there right but unless I'm missing something when you can't say no it's not a friendship. When you can't say no, you're not having a good interaction with a person. She's probably not been able to say no for a very long time before she got stabbed. አንድ ቀን ተነስቶ እሺ ቆይ let's say ማን ጥርቅርቅ አድርጋ ሰደበች። ድሮ ታውቂያለሽ መንገድ ላይ ምናምን ሲለኩሽ አንተ እኔ መንቀርቅር እያሉ ይሄዱታል like if let's say this is a man she knows እና በቃ የውስጡን ኢንሴኩሪቲውን በሙሉ ተጠቅማ ሰደበችው ልበልሽ 7 ጊዜ ይወቃል እንዴት አደስ ተሰደቢ መሳደብ ነው መልሶ what do you mean
like
ጭንቅላቷን ሆዷን አንገቷን ምናምን ነው ጀለስ የተወጋ ጭንቅላቷን explain to me how we're penetrating skull በጩቤ ወይስ like አይኗ ምናምን አካባቢ ነው
funny I don't understand it I really don't እና የሚያስቀኝ part I understand ፍቅር በተለያየ መንገድ ይመጣል ይባላል I've never known love to be something that's okay with hurting the other person jealousy yes cruelty yes kink maybe ግን if you say you love somebody and in my version or at least what I understand of love is what hurts you hurts me ነው አይደለ essentially basement እሱ ነው so አይደለም እና to the somebody that loves you to the point of stabbing you መሄድ the idea of hurting that person verbally also hurts you makes you feel bad
also why is his picture not available
እሱም ሌላ ጥያቄ ነው
okay sorry I got distracted by my
ለመሰለሽ all of this has to be covered in a sense where I've heard ስለሚወዳት ነው የሚለውንም explanation ስለምሰማ ከዚህ በፊት ካሚላ ላይ አይተናል አሲድ ሲደፋ ቢወዳት ነው እዚህ ኤክስትሪም ድረስ ሄደው ሲደበድባት ቢወዳት ነው ቢያፈቅራት ነው እዚህ ሌቭል ላይ ጭካኔ ድረስ የደረሰው ኤክስኪውዝስ እየሰማው ስለሆነ ነውና I think it's time we dissociate pain and love የሚለው ነገር ሁለት የተለያዩ ነገሮች መሆናቸውን I think we need to discuss about it ምክንያቱም there seems to be a whole generation of people that believe the more pain he causes you the more he loves you የሚለውን concept the reason why he's so aggressive he's so ምክንያቱም symptoms አሉት እነዚህ ነገር ቀደም እንዳልሽ
the reason why he's a danger to your life is because he loves you it's an insane rhetoric to have
ግን it happens so often at this point I've seen a lot of people believe that ገብቶሻል because there are ከዛ point በፊት symptoms ነበሩት እኮ I'm pretty sure somebody said like ስለሚያፈቅርሽ እኮ ነው እንዲሚበሳጨው ቢወድሽ እኮ ነው እንዲ aggressive የሚሆነው that's why he's so protective ተመላልሶ ሚጨቀጭቅሽ እኮ ተመላልሶ የሚያስገድድሽ እኮ ሚለምንሽ እኮ እንትን የሚልሽ እኮ ስለሚያፈቅርሽ ነው
እኔ ለማንም ሰው እንደዚህ አጎብጥቼ አላቅም ላንቺ ነው
እሱ ነው ብለሽ እና it's about time symptomoቹን ስናይ as women we realize those are symptoms those are not love affirmation of love አይደሉም ሁለቱ ይለያያሉ because I don't think at least I don't think Mantishalo that somebody that loves you will go to that extreme to hurt you or make you feel some type of negative emotion because what hurts you hurts me I would never want to make you feel that way no I will take care enough my words my actions change it enough to make sure you're okay no friendship based on that no relationship based on that no criteria ሊለያይ ይችላል so and understanding that symptomochun sinai it's time the minute that my pain is no longer your pain that's no longer love that's a red flag የምንለበት position ላይ ካልገባን we'll see this pattern again and again and again እስከ መጨረሻው point እስኪደርስ ድረስ we would just assume he's just trying to explain his love ገብቶሻል and yeah
እኔ ደግሞ ከዚህ በፊትም የእንትናም ጊዜ ትዝ ይለኛል የሄቨንም ጊዜ ሁሌም ደግሞ ምንም አይነት እንደዚህ ጉዳት የደረሰባቸው ሴቶች ምናምን ሲሆን የከሚላት አጥቂ አሁን ፊቱ ምን እንደሆነ አይታወቅም። የሱ ፊት እኮ it's intact ምንም የተለወጠ ነገር የለም ግን we don't know what he looks like ምናልባት ያኔ ቀርቦ ሊሆን ይችላል ግን የሷ ፊት አሁንም እኔ አስታውሰዋለሁ የሱን ግን አላስታውስም። የብዙዎቹ ጥቃት አደረሱ ኦር እንዲህ አይነት ስራ ሰሩ የተባሉ ወንዶች ሲቀርቡ እና especially once it's proven ወይ ሰውዬ እንደዚህ እንዳረገ በእርግጠኝነት ፍርድ ቤት ወስኖበታል ጊልቲ ነው ሲባል we should be able to have his face. We should be able to know what he looks like because ሴቶቹን ለማስታወሻ victim highlight ተደርጎ ስታሳዝን ትባልና the guy can come back ያኛ ሀገር computerized አይደለም let's say አዲስ አበባ ውስጥ ታሰረ ወጥቶ አሶሳ በስነ ስርዓት እንደ ኖርማል ሰው ሰርቶ መግባት ይችላል because nobody knows his face. Nobody understands what it's like for people who've been victims ናቸው ተብሎ ከዛ ፊታቸው በየቦታው ታውቆ የሚሰሩበት ቦታ የሚማሩበት ቦታ የሚኖሩበት ቦታ almost እነሱ እንዲያፍሩ እየተደረገ ያኛው ሰውዬ ግን በቃ ትንሽ ተቀጥቶ ትንሽ አመት ድምጹን ካጠፋ he'll be fine ከዛ በኋላ ቤተሰቦቹ ያሹለታል ሲመለስ አካባቢው ሰው ያኔ እኮ እንዲያርጋው ነው እንጂ እሱ አልፈለገም ነበር እሷ ነች እንደዚህ እንትን ያማለለችው ከዛ እሷ ባለጌ እሱ ጨዋ ሆነ ወርፍ ይላሉ ማለት ነው so we have to understand we need to have those faces out instead of the victims. Did you know France ውስጥ ባሏ በኦልሞስት 120 ምናምን ወንድ ለአመታት ሲያስደፍራት የነበረችው ሴትዮ
72 እስካሁን ድረስ የኮንፈርም የተደረጉና የተከሰሱት and if you so the full story Nora so they've been married for I think Azagayo 35 years ነበር and within 35 years ንግዋለ ድራግ ይጨመረና እሷ unconscious ባለችበት ሰዓት ይቀርጻት ነበር strangers ከተለያየ ኢንተርኔት ሳይቶች ላይ ከጎረቤቶች እየተጣራ ይቀርጻት ነበር she did not know and eventually አጋጣሚ ሆኖ የተገኘው ሱፐርማርኬት ወይም እንዲህ አይነት ቦታዎች ሄዶ የሴቶችን ፎቶ ይቀርጻል and then ደረጃ ላይ ሆኖ ወደ ላይ ከቀሚስ ለመቅረጽ ሲሞክር ይያዝና for evidence ሲመጡ ነው እነዛን ቪዲዮ ዩቲዩቦች አይተው የሚሱ ላይ ያደርግ የነበረውን ነገር ወደ መክሰስ የገቡት ማለት ነው ያ አይቻለሁ trust issues ካልነበረኝ ድሮ አሁን officially I have trust issues.
From like I can't deal with a man that can't cook for me it's like he better not cook
I don't know ማለት ይኸውልሽ when we were growing up እንባል ነበር አይደለ ብልጥ ከሞኝ ይማራል ሞኝ ከራሱ አይማርም so ብልጥ ሆነን ከነዚህ ሁላ ሴቶች ከተማረን ማንን ለናምን ነው
ቆንጆ ጥያቄ ነው ማመን አቁም የተሻለው መንገድ እሱ ነው ምናልባት በተማረው ዓለም ወንዶች ሴቶችን ትሪት የሚያደርጉበት መንገድ ብትመለከቺ
this is France bro
no it's like ሊያገቡ ሲሉ ማንንም የማያውቃትን ሴት ሊያገቡ ሲሉ ፕሪናፕ ያስፈርማሉ ገንዘባቸው ለየብቻ ያስቀምጣሉ እነሱ በመሞታቸው ሊደርሱ የሚችሉ ጥቅሞችን በሙሉ ወደ ቤተሰቦቻቸው ያደርጋሉ ያልተለመዱ ነገሮች አይደሉም
ስለዚህ guarantee that your husband won't kill you ብለሽ ነው የምትገቢው ማለት ነው
no even if he kills you you're being spiteful even if he kills you or if you kill him there's no real benefit to it and therefore you remove the motive for killing you.
Do you remember the good old days where prenup is the only thing you used to think about when you get married? Like, should we not prenup? Like, aren't we predicting a divorce የሚባለው conversation? And now this generation of women and this generation of built women are predicting death when they consider marriage.
Well, that's there's a lot to unpack here. ግን የሴትዮዋን conversation መጀመሪያ tie up እናርገው. So the reason ሴትዮዋን ያነሳውልሽ ከዛ እሷ ከሰሰችው and then በጣም ብዙ ሰዎች ነበሩ ከዛ ውስጥ ነው 72ቱ ከነ ቪዲዮአቸው ስለተገኙ ነው. So እነዚህ ሰዎች ብዙ ለማሳመን አልተጠበቀበትም የሰው የጎረቤት አብረውት የሚሰሩ ሰዎች people she knows on daily basis እንዴት አደራችሁ እንዴት ዋላችሁ የምትላቸው ሰዎች መካከል ያሉ ወንዶች ናቸው ፍርድ ቤት ቁጭ ብለው ፍርድ ቤቱ ኢምፕላይ አድርጎት ሊያልፍ ነበረ እንደዚህ ይሄን ያህል 20,000 ቪዲዮዎችና ፎቶዎች ያሉበት አቢዩስ የሚል ፎልደር ነው የተገኘው አትሊስት በትርጓሜው ከዛ በኋላ ከዛ ውስጥ በቃ አለ ብለው ሙቭ ኦን ሊያደርጉ ሲሉ absolutely not we're showing it I will not be shamed they will be shamed they did this to me and you will see it ተብሎ ከዛ ውስጥ ተመርጦ 9 ቪዲዮዎች I think were viewed ፍርድ ቤት ውስጥ ሰዎቹ አንገታቸውን ደፍተው ስራቸው እየታየላቸው ነበር I think that type of aggressive pointing out is necessary. It doesn't need to be from a feminist group. It doesn't need to be from like a men rights group. ምናምኖች ይሄ እነዚህ ፖለቲካል ታጊንጉ ሳይሆን የበለጠ ያጠፋው የሚቀጣበት ፕሮፐር የሆነ መንገድን የመከተል ጉዳይ ይመስለኛል። ይሄ ሰውዬ እንደዚህ አድርጎ ነበረ ዜና አውታሮች ሲለቁት ቲክቶክ ላይ ሲታይ ምናምን instead of showing her face show us his face it's this one he did this እንደዚህ ብሎ ብዙ ጊዜ ሲያስቸግራት ናሬቲቭ ራሱ ማለት ነው እንቢ ስላለችው ሳይሆን ብዙ ጊዜ ሲያስቸግራት ቆይቶ ስላልተሳካለት በጩቤ 7 ጊዜ ወቅቶ ገደላት ሰው መውጋት ቀላል ነገር አይደለም ቆዳ አልፈሽ አጥንት አልፈሽ ስጋ አልፈሽ ነው ወደ ውስጥ የሚገባው ቢላ ምን ያህል በቃ እሷ ላይ ጉዳት ላድርስ ብሎ እንደዚህ እንትን ቢል ነው 7 ጊዜ አንዴ አይደለም ሁለቴ አይደለም እና
ደሞ ጓደኛዋን ጠርታታለች የሚል ሰምቼ
ሴት ልጅቷ እኮ እየተሯሯጠች ነው ሰው ለመጥራትና ጠራራ ፀሐይ ነው this also shows you what used to be a network of people that would help you out ቀርቷል
እኛ በጮህን ቁጥር ለምን እንደማን I don't understand this cuz like እንደውም አሁን before the ካለፈው generation ሲታይ አሁን we have more voices outside screaming on daily basis we have more female lawyers we have more social media influencers we have more people trying to ይሄንን ነገር ለህዝቡ ለማስረዳት እየታገሉ ያሉ ሰዎች በብዛት አሉ ከድሮ
so do they
እሱን እኮ ነው ያልኩሽ ያለሁት አሁን the more we're screaming the louder we're screaming እዚህ ሌቭል ላይ መድረሳችን እየተረዳሁት አይደለም because like why are we going to the exact opposite direction where are these people that say not all men የሚሉ ሰዎች where were they when she was going through this not all men እንዲያረጉም የሚሉ ሰዎች why we are here to protect you የሚሉት ወንዶች where were they when's እዛ ጠራራ ፀሐይ ላይ አልነበሩ ነው
ታክሲ እየጠበቁ
okay I'm not laughing because it's funny I'm laughing because I cannot start screaming on this because like the excuses you give us when we're trying to find a solution should be here ገብቶሻል ስትፈልጉም መኖር አለባችሁ when you say not all man when you say እኛንን እኮ ምን ጠብቃችሁ fine keep those statements ግን እንዲህ አይነት ድርጊት ሲደረግ በጠራራ ፀሐይ እያለፈ የነበረው ወንድ ባጠቃላይ እያለፈ የነበረው ሴት ባጠቃላይ should question where was I የሚለው ነገር ገብቶሻል because ሌላው ቢቀር trying to talk to that person trying to make sure that distance መፍጠር የምትችይ ከሆነ trying to video it ካልቻልሽ to make sure that you have proof or calling somebody there are so many things you could do to help ገብቶሻል even if you cannot fight him first aid googleable ነገር ነው በዛ ሰዓት if you cannot talk to that person ካጠገብሽ ያለው አንድ ሰው አይጠፋም who's ready to help ሌባ ብለሽ ስትጠሪ ያ ሁላ ዘው አይደል እንደሚዞረው ለመደብደብ ሌባን እንዴት ነው የምንሮራጠው እዛ ጋር ለሰው ነው
ይፈራል already ጩቤ የለውም you know you could easily get stabbed no I'm trying to make you see like how a person that wouldn't help you would justify this conversation
yeah the justification is not helping anybody because the same people comment section I met when we explain what we're going through are the people that give us excuses
yeah they just don't know how the internet works for now no they will find out soon good yeah
እንደዛኛው ልጅ እስኪደበደቡ ድረስ
መደብደብ አያስፈልግም somebody somewhere will always have something you said you're easily trackable as long as you're using your number you're using your regular route of internet access የምታረጊበት መንገድ the same ከሆነ ነው you're findable all the time.
I have so many questions. Like, የሰው ቀሚስ የምንቀርጽ ሰዎች አይደለም እንዴ? መንገድ ላይ ሲሄዱ አርፕሌስ ከሆነ
yes,
like if she's wearing a heel shoes and she doesn't know how to walk with it የምንቀርጽ ሰዎች አይደለም? But you're telling me nobody was there to actually consider the evidence when that girl is getting killed ነው ያልሽኝ ያለው?
Yes.
እሺ.
I feel like she might throw things at me and I'm scared. Okay? It's not me. I wasn't even there, I promise. I was just like, I was at home like, and then I was sleeping and then
what? It's not adding up. Everything.
It is adding up, baby girl. No, it is adding up.
Like, I think it's about time. The statements we write on the comment sections of the people that are trying to tell you the problems Ethiopia ውስጥ ያሉት, and then the same people and then that action happens ያደርግ ዝም የሚሉት ምን ያህል conflicting statements and actions እየወሰዱ እንደሆነ I think መታየት አለበት ብዬ ነው ማስበው. Because all of the people in your comment section ላይ መጥተው like not all men, not ምናምን የሚሉትም ሰዎች, it's about time we have that discussion.
I remember Ilas, the guy who did 4 videos over እንትና ማህሌት ልጅ አልወልድም ማለች ብሎ ሄቨን ቪዲዮ የሄቨን ጊዜ ግን ቪዲዮ ሲሰራ ነበር how helpful he is ምናምን አንታይ ፌሚኒስት ኮንፈረንስ ላይ ስፒከር ሆኖ ነበር ከዛ በፊት. The internet works in mysterious ways. It will remember everything. What I'm trying to explain to you ምን መሰለሽ, ኢትዮጵያ አሁን ባለችበት ሁኔታ ወንዶችንም ሴቶችንም እናሳድግበት መንገድ እዚህ ጋር ነው የሚያመጣው. በፈለግሽው ቁራጭ በፈለግሽው ሳይድ አሲዩ አንድ እንደኛ አይነት ሴቶች ኦፕንሊ እንትን በግልጽ ፌሚኒስት ነን ብለን የምንናገር ሴቶች ስናወራ 2 እንግሊዘኛ ቃላት በተከታታይ የምንጠቀም ሴቶች ምናልባት ከቲፒካል ላይፍ ስታይል የተሻለ ኑሮ አላቸው ተብሎ ፐርሲቭ የምንታይ ወይም ሰዎች ስለኛ እንደዛ የሚያስቡ ሴቶች እኛ ለሌሎች ሴቶች በጣም እናስጠላለን. but you need to understand አነጋገርሽ አበላልሽ ምናምን መጀመሪያ የሚጣላ በሴቶች ነው. because one they're raised in ways that is different from you. and ሁለተኛ ነገር እኔና አንቺ ምን ያህል አመት ኖረን ወደዚህ እንደመጣን እንዴት ምን ተብለን ምን ሰምተን እዚህ ጋር እንደመጣን እናውቃለን. some people just are not like you እና some people ደግሞ በዚህ ጉዳይ ላይ ስንመጣ አንድ ሁለት አይደሉም በጣም ብዙ ናቸው. እኔ I remember አሁን ያ በቃ let's say ያደኩበት ሰፈር መንደር ነው. ይሄ like I'm not saying it's ghetto but መንደር ነው መኖሪያ ሰፈር. so እዛ ሰፈር ሆነን የሆነ ነገር ላይ ምን ነው ልታይልሽ ምን ነው እንደዚህ ያደረገሽ ምን ነው እንደዚህ እንትናልሽ ምናምን እየተባልሽ ነው የምታድጊው. ከሰማሹና ውስጥሽ ከቀረ በቃ ይቀራል. that's how you think. that's how other women are acting to you when they're being when they're trying to look good, when they're walking, when they're trying to be healthy, when they're trying to learn ምናምን በቃ ነገር ስራቸው አይጠማቸውም. ምክንያቱም እነሱ እንደዛ ተብለው ነው ያደጉት. አንዳንድ ጭንቅላት ውስጥ በጣም ሰርጎ ይገባል አንዳንድ ውስጥ ደግሞ አይገባም. luckily enough we were the few that resisted. no እነዛ ሰዎች እንደዛ like everyday demeaning ነገር ሲሉሽ
if I remember correctly ሽግር ስላሉ ድንጋይ ራስ ማለት በስነ ስርዓት የማይገባው አይደለም ምን ነገር ስትነግር
hopefully ድንጋይ ራስ in the right way.
in the right way, of course.
yeah and now because I do use that a lot as an insult on everyday basis.
ድንጋይ ራስ ስላልሆኑ ነው ችግሩ ዛጋ
እና ውስጣቸው ይገባና that becomes ራሳቸውን የሚያዩበትና ራሳቸውን የሚያናግሩበት መንገድ ይሄ ይሆናል. ያ በቃ እንትን ነው የሥራ ክፍፍሉ ምናምን አይደለም. ምን የሚያሳስበኝ ነገር ይሻለው ከዚህ በፊትም ሰዎች ራሳቸውን የሚያናግሩበት መንገድ አንቺንም በጣም አፌክት ያደርግሻል. especially if they think very low of themselves እና ደግሞ if they think that you need to be a certain type of way and you're not fitting that mold, that's going to be an issue. and a lot of the feminist loud voices አሁን they're not fitting የብዙ ሴቶቻችንን image of being ሴት ሴት መሆን ይሄ ነው ብለው ብዙ ሰዎች የሚያስቡትን ነገር በደንብ ፊት እያደረግነው አይደለም። ሁለተኛ ነገር ደግሞ እኛም ኢቮልቭ አድርገናል። 2-3 years ago I would not have said this. Oh, we're raised differently, or some things did not penetrate some of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
እነሱ ነገሮች ላላስብ ይችል ይሆናል ግን with experience and with some difficult conversations we're here. So በፊት በነበረው አስተሳሰቤ እኔ አሁን some iteration of feminism በጣም ያስጠላል ልልሽ እችላለሁ. Or I didn't like the whole minute የሆኑ conversations where you shouldn't refer to some things እንደዚህ it's bad ምናምን ሲባል I didn't get it. I really didn't. I thought it was a very stupid argument to have. So ያንን ሞልድ ፊት አለማድረግሽ አንደኛ ነገር ጥፋት ነው። ሁለተኛ ነገር ደግሞ there are advantages to life we do have and they're not wrong about this. So እነዚህን advantages አንቺ you don't even understand them እና ዝም ብለሽ naturally ትለቂያቸዋለሽ. Where you're on a podcast, you're doing some very in your face type of thing, or ተነስተሽ የማፈልጊውን conversation ተነስተሽ ሄድሽ እንዴት ነው የሚያደርጋት እቺ ደግሞ ለሰው ክብር የላትም እንዴ ምንም ቢሆን እየተሰደብሽ ነበር ባይዘው ጥርቅ አድርገው እየሰደቡሽ ተነስተሽ ስትሄጂ ለሰው ክብር የላትም ያናገርናት ተነስታ ሄደች ልልሽ ይችላል. So a lot of
like on behalf of me and you we would like to thank everybody, my family
I'd like to thank my mother.
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my cousins, my uncles. I would love to thank you, my friends, for making sure that I don't have to face people like that. Majamara. We would like to thank our very close circle that makes sure that this is not the reality we live in.
But atbayim እንጂ experience ታረጋለሽ. Let me explain. There are people who think it. አሁን ለምሳሌ የሆነ ቦታ ሄደሽ ሰዎች ግልምጥምጥሽን ሲያወጡት ታውቂያለሽ? እኔ never. I feel like or like at the moment you walk away the energy is shifted. Or you get to experience some things. There are a lot of things that do affect you that you don't need to be there for. Just because you haven't heard it or felt it, it doesn't mean it's not happening to you. So even እንዳለ ከዛ ደግሞ there's the possibility of achieving things you have achieved. ከዛ እሱን ደግሞ into place ታመጪው there's another layer. Can I do it? Oh, I can't do it. Why should she get to do it? የሚለው conversation አለ ወይም ደግሞ when you're doing it it's assumed you're doing it because you want negative things. Not አሁን ለምሳሌ I love how it's like money and attention is a very negative thing. When when you're not the one doing it, when other people are doing it, oh, she's just doing it for money. Well, why are you working? Why are you going to better classes? Oh, it's because you want to go to heaven. Huh? Who knew? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now, yes, people are doing a lot of things for money. That's basically how you do life. Or, oh, you're doing this and that. Yes. And the way things are framed in the minds of your fellow women, completely different from yours, ሊሆን ይችላል. Not everybody is going to experience things as openly as you think or as openly as you would hope. Because ላንቺ ነው ስትይ it doesn't quite get there because everything else they've been told before you ገብቶ ቦታ ይዟል. So ሴቶችና ሴቶች አይዋደዱ. በጣም ይቀናሉ. ሰዎች እኮ ይቀኑብሻል በጣም ቆንጆ ስለሆንሽ. Like but they're keeping you down there. Or ሰዎች እኮ እንደዚህ ያላት ብለው ስለሚያስቡ ነው. አይ በቃ ታያቸው ዝም ባያቸው ንቆ ማለፍ ነው. No. Like there are those conversations that are trained people that have trained our fellow women into not speaking up, into not having conversations with fellow women, and then not being in a space exclusively with women. Let me say there was a phase where I only have boyfriends, like male friends ብቻ ነው ያለኝ ሴት ጓደኛ የለኝም የሚል ብዙ conversation ትሰሚያለሽ. The cool girl archetype or whichever one it is. ብዙ defense mechanisms over the year experience አርገናልም እኛም ደግሞ ኖረውናል. So that being said, internal monologue by external በጣም affect ይደረጋል. By the time you get there and you're telling her I'm doing something good for you and we're going to enjoy this, we're going to ወንዱስ ትልሻለች. ከዛለው What would I be doing with you, like so like your self value is seeked through a man. External value gain የምታደርጊበት መንገድ ላንቺ clear አይደለም because you were told not to, period. And then ከዛ ያንቺ worth consistently negative እንዲሆን ነው የምትነገርሽ። like መልክ አለኝ ብለሽ ነው እንደዚህ የሚያደርግሽ፣ ገንዘብ አለኝ ብለሽ ነው እንደዚህ የሚያደርግሽ፣ ተምሬያለሁ ብለሽ ነው፣ ስልጣን አለኝ ብለሽ ነው፣ like whatever it is, people tell you negative things that are not negative things. yes, መልክ ካለሽ ላይፍሽ ለሆነ ያህል ጊዜ at least እስክታረጂ even አርጅተሽ መልክ ካለሽ ለሆነ ያህል ጊዜ ይመችሻል, and that's a fact. መልክ ካለሽ ብለኝ no, just life is good to me right now because I look good, that's it. when it's not, but it's not, it will be that. ያኔ ደግሞ does that make sense? ገንዘብ አለሽ ብለሽ ነው እንደዚህ no, ኃላፊነት ስላለብኝ ነው። ገንዘብ ማለት እኮ ኃላፊነት ነው። so ይሄ ኢንተርናል ሞኖሎጋቸውን ብዙ ሰዎች አፌክት ስለሚያደርጋቸው by the time you make it there and ጸጉሯ ፍሪዝ የሆነ የምታምር ሴት ተወግታ ፎቶዋ ሲታይ and you're like ምን አልጋው እንደሆነ አይታወቅም። ሴቶች እኮ ድሮም ውስጣቸው አይታወቅም መጥፎ ናቸው። ታሪኩ ሙሉን እስክንሰማው ነው። and this is your fellow sisters. thank you.
I hate it when you write and then you're rushing
all the time.
ምን እንደሆነ ታውቂያለሽ? it makes me realize and then certain ideologies are a brand of luxury. ገብቶሻል? ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ በተለይ ሲመጣ when you're financially dependent or when you are emotionally dependent, when you're financially dependent on a man, when you're emotionally dependent on the society telling you that you're worthy, then it's incredibly hard for you to align with the feminist movement. Afrofeminism, don't specific that go. Even if it means your safety, even if it means your daughter's safety, when it comes to invalidating who you were and who you have been and what you have invested all of your life into becoming, then you're completely right. What scares me, however, is the way we're going means we're not going to see changes for a long time. And I don't even mean changes as in like ቅድም እንዳልሽው ይሄ work የሴት የወንድ ማለቱ ወይም equal pay ማለቱ ወይም not being assaulted ምናምን ማለቱ አይደለም። በአጠቃላይ the freedom of walking, the freedom of choosing what to wear, the freedom of existing የሚለውን ነገር,
the freedom of saying no,
yeah, all of that የምናይበትን ጊዜ postpone እያደረግነው ነው። እሱም ያስፈራኝ ነገር it also gives space to create the next generation of pick-me's, the next generation to believe that being a woman is entirely dedicated by approvals of a man የሚለውን concept. እና what's disheartening, truly disheartening to me, እንደሆነ ታውቂያለሽ? I don't know how to fix it at all. I do not have any idea what could possibly happen in a society that will change that የሚለውን ብትጠይቂኝ I don't know. Because throughout history ብዙ አይተናል አይደለ? For women to vote, for women's reproductive rights, for women equal pay. አንዳንድ ሀገሮች እንደውም to make sure that first president is a woman, 50%, 100% of the women ሙሉ ቀን ስራ አቁመው የወጡበትን to make sure that the economy will collapse without women የሚለውን prove ለማድረግ እየተንቀሳቀሱበትን አይተናል throughout history. እኛ ሀገር ግን ሲመጣ I genuinely cannot imagine how we can convince our sisters to stand for their own rights, for their own freedoms. I have absolutely no idea. You would have to...
This is going to suck as I'm going to say it. When you're telling somebody to change their mind from something that's helping them cope with their reality, you have to at least provide some sort of safety net. Adel, can you? Can we as fellow feminists go to, let's say for 10 women, we could say, your husband is beating the shit out of you every day. It's not a good thing. ስለሚወደኝ እኮ ነው ብላ ምትኖረው እሷ በቃ ኑሮዋን ያስኬድላታል። ይሄንን ግን አንቺ ስታስቆሚው ማለት ነው what's the next thing this woman is going to do? I'm not talking about ይሄ መርዳት የምንችላቸው ስራ ማሰራት ምቻቸው ምናምን ሴቶች አይደለም እያወራው ያለው. A woman that's out of your reach, a woman that has internet. Let's say when was the last time you've been to Dredda? Does that make sense? ከዛ ግን ይሄ ሰው የመታኝ ብላ ስትነግርሽ they're like, what can you do? What can you change in her life that would make her go, this woman is telling me something that's good for me, if that makes sense.
I understand.
It's a coping mechanism. It's literally like averting her from killing herself or like killing this man.
The issue is two things nacho. I really do believe if we and I don't mean you and me and the feminist group of we as whole women decide to really invest in this project, I really do believe we can change it. And I genuinely believe we can change it within a decade because economic stability matters more than anything else. And the more economic power a certain group has, the more power to make decisions politically we have. So if we really consider it, it's possible. Again, it will always go back to what we believe as a society. Is issue. And it's an endless cycle in mifetrum lazano. We have women who have the funds to make that happen. We have women that are connected enough to create businesses and jobs, and we have women who are more than willing to invest in other women's businesses. Ahon betale with the feminist movement growing social media la yemtayo, where you see the feminist movement marketing women-owned businesses, small businesses, and those women ይገዛሉ and then they flourish because of that and without any financial benefit ነው እንደዚህ የሚያደርጉት. So it's possible, but unless ሁላችንም ካልገባንበት, is it effective enough for all of us to stand by it? ጥሩ ጥያቄ ነው. And it goes back to understanding that ሴት ለሴት ጓደኛ መሆን አይችልም, and we cannot support it. There's no we የሚለውን መጀመሪያ ኮላፕስ ማስደረግ አለብን, because whether we like it or not, there has to be a we. Has to be a
You have to understand. It's been severely traumatic for a lot of women to have female friends that are detrimental to them. Does that make sense? Did you see the TikTok where she said, you can't be my friend and bring nemesis level problems to me, to my life? ህይወቴ ላይ እንደዚህ ከባባድ ችግሮች እንዲከሰቱ አንቺ ካታሊስት እየሆንሽ እንዴት ነው ጓደኛ ልትባይ የሚችል? So like እንደዛ ከሆነ ምን ያህል ሴት ጓደኛቸው በርን ተደርጓል? I'm not defending the idea. ገብቶሻል? I'm providing like እኔ personally to stay the course ነው the plan. Like be very stubborn and stay the course ነው. Like I'm a feminist today and like with all my strengths I want to keep saying that for as long as I live. Gabash?
It might be very short ነው እኮ ችግሩ.
You know, earthquakes. They happen. The issue I'm having with this እንደሆነ
I completely understand that. ማለት እኔም አንቺም we've experienced a lot of that. I might be ignorant what I'm about to say. I do believe I do believe that stems from the ideologies that women cannot be friends ከሚለው ideology stem ያደርጋል ብዬ ነው የማስበው.
I don't disagree.
And I do believe when your center of gravity is approval of a man, then you are most likely to respond to a woman accordingly ብዬ አስባለሁ.
I don't disagree as well.
And then endless cycle ነው የሚፈጥረው እሱ. I understand that. But ለዚህ ነው unless we break it at some point, I cannot see how many years it's gonna take. We're gonna have 2 Ethiopias before we're gonna have equality ሊሆን እኮ ነው.
2 is nice. እሺ I'm
gonna be kind.
So what I want to tell you ምን እንደሆነ ልንገርሽ. እኔ አሁን what I propose is staying the course የምልሽ ምክንያቱ ለምን እንደሆነ. So አሁን ለምሳሌ I want to be a comedian ልበልሽ. No, this is going to be backlash. No, it's going to be very difficult. Cute stuff. ከዛ we are doing a feminist podcast. Again, other cute stuff would happen.
Fabulous.
So the idea is for me to be a constant variable. Either የሆነ ነገር ከኔ ጋር ለክተሽ ማግኘት ማነጻጸር ምቺው ነገር እንድታገኝ። ሁለተኛ ነገር የላይፋችን ኳሊቲ ፕሬዘንት ስናደርግ እኔና አንቺ ሌሎች ሴቶች የላይፋቸውን ኳሊቲ አሰስ የሚያደርጉበት ቦታ እንዲያገኙ ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ሜቢ ዩናይት የምናደርገው ግሩፕ ኦፍ ፒፕል አክሰስ ለኛ እንዲኖረው እኛን እነሱ አክሰስን ማድረግ እንዲችሉ ማለት to stay the course እኔ currently እያሰብኩ ያለሁት ይሄን and also always make new female friendships ለኔ not connections not networks no friendships genuine friendship like ይሄ ከሆነ እድሜያችን በኋላ you know how we don't make friends and then we don't bond the same way we used to like find new ones like keep the old ones and find new ones I've መቼለት ከኬጂ ጀምሮ አብረን የተማረን ጓደኛዬን አግኝቻለሁ I still have some of my oldest female friends male friends as well ግን ያው what I've seen about my life is my female friends slightly outnumber my male friends
That's amazing.
I didn't notice kaza gan bahala la eventually when I did the tally and there's like a slight gap so I still have a lot of male friends kaljinat jemro kaza ka gibbi everywhere I've kept on making friends I still believe in that you have to make as many connections within your age group as possible because that's power it's not always money it's not always attention it's not always It's just a simple favor you can ask another individual የሚባል ነገር አለ እና ደግሞ አዝሜ let's say የመላከፉ conversation you know PUA ላይ pick up artistry ለወንዶች የሚጻፉት አላ ሴቶችን ለማማለል 10 ነገሮች you know those things 10 ነገሮች ቢኖራቸው ማልላለን hopefully እና in those conversations there used to be like men would are numbers people they would try a lot so keep that in mind and be a numbers person pick up as large society as you can extend to it whatever it is that you can extend to make sure that network is tight and keep it going and I don't like I said I've said this many times I don't believe in small circles and it's not a woman thing don't do it it's when a man says a smaller circles there's generations of men who died lonely and miserable and they refuse to learn something so we can't be the same type of people the larger your network the better as a woman it's always better to have a larger network connect with more people connect with more women especially and not like befriend people who don't think the same way as you I don't like losing friendships because we don't believe the same thing today I think in the inception of misara hasab there are things you told me years ago that didn't make sense but like over time they're starting to make sense and I'm understand so that's what she means I should have understood then I would have saved myself a lot of things but it's a good thing to learn you know what I mean so I feel like that's a back and forth you can keep having with a lot of friends and I hope it stays the same way for the next 5-10 years and if I live longer than that ከእግዚአብሔር ጋር ከዛም በኋላ ቢቀጥል ደስ ይለኛል ለምን my dreams and hopes usually ከንተን አይደለም how do I put this I'm not looking for a female president I'm not looking for የሆነ boss bitch bad bitch አይነት ነገሮች ክሬት ስለማድረግ ሳይሆን people who are like አስበው አሰላስለው የሚያዋጣቸውን መምረጥ የሚችሉና ያ ምርጫ ለነሱ available እንደሆነ አንደርስታንድ የሚያደርጉ ሴቶችን ነው አካባቢ ነው መሆን ፈልገው እነዚህ ሴቶች ደግሞ በጣም ብዙ እንዲሆኑ ፈልጋለሁ ገባሽ ይሄን ነገር ማድረግ እችላለሁ ስትያለሽ ጭንቅላትና ማድረግ አልችልም ስትያለሽ ጭንቅላት ሁሉም ይለያያል oh my god I'm a motivational speaker
I swear ያንን ኤፒሶድ ከሰራ ነው
we've never stopped it's like it's jinxing us bro can we do something about that
ጨርሽና
እሺ anyways like አስበው አሰላስለው ለራሳቸው ውሳኔ መስጠት የሚችሉ ብቁ የሆኑ ሴቶች ያንን ደግሞ የሚደግፍ ህግ ያለበት ሀገር ውስጥ መኖር በቃ that's it እነዚህ ሁለቱ ነገሮች ከተማሉ I feel like I've achieved something in life ገባሽ ለኔ ብቻም ሳይሆን ከኔ ቀጥሎም የሚመጡ ሰዎች ያን እንዲሰማቸው ከኔ ቀጥሎም የሚመጡ ሴቶችም ወንዶችም በቃ ይሄ እንደዚህ ነው ይሄ ጥሩ ነገር ነው ይሄ መጥፎ ነገር ነው እኔ የምችለው ነገር ይሄ ነው ማድረግ ያለብኝ ነገር ይሄ ነው የሚለው ለይቶ የሚያደርግ ግለሰብ ሁሌ ጥሩ ነገር ነው I hope ሰዎች በብዛት እንደዛ እንዲሆኑ I don't while there's a lot of infighting and a lot of differences in the way we want to go about things. I still want to stand beside my sisters. I still want to be like one of the people. አሁን ለምሳሌ ስንት ሆነ መጡ ሲባል ሁለት ከሚባል ቢያንስ እኔ ተጨምሬ 3 ቢሆን ከዛ ደግሞ ሌሎችም እንደኔ የሚያስቡ ምናልባት adjacent የሆነ ሐሳብ ያላቸው ሰዎች ደግሞ ኖረው ቁጥራችን ብዙ ቢባል የተሻለ ነው ብዬ አምናለሁ. It's not ይሄ because ገሌ said እንደዚህ አይነት ነገር ስላለች አንቺም you think this way ለመባል አይደለም. I want to help out. I want to be somebody who's supportive to a sister. That's it. Oh my God, that was something.
But that's a good thing. That's a really great way to start. Madet, for if there's one you in every sub-city, then it will work. Kaptusha? If we're hoping to create that skemilo dress, I completely understand and respect it. And usually movements you collect the people around you that believe or at least understand your concept, and then you find a direction where you are mutually likely to make sure the effort consistently continues. So yeah, it works. Bazam benjamin dastenya ney. I'll see how safe you are now. We'll see how that works.
Hi. Helsh, baby girl. Somebody stabbed a woman
in broad daylight.
For saying no to him
7 times.
7 times. Yeah. You're going to die anyway.
አሟሟቴን ያሳምረው ብለሽ መጸለይ ነው actually. And
አሟሟቴን ያፍጠነው actually. What if like I beautifully fall from a building and then I survive and then I be in a coma for 7 months and then I die?
አይ ሞትሽ ቆንጆ አይደለም like ትወረወሪ እኮ ብዙ ነገር ይሰባበራል
በበርስ ከዛ ደግሞ መሬት ላይ ሳርፍም ደግሞ beautiful የሆነ ስዕል ስለስ you get what I mean.
Red is a beautiful color.
It is a beautiful. I look good in it ደግሞ.
Yes, you do. You really do.
All jokes aside, my God, we went in. All jokes aside, አሟሟቴን ያፍጠንልኝ and I don't want it. Like no.
I have ባለፈው we discovered trust issues አሁን ብያለሁ አይደለ? Like after everything we've heard. I know discovered is a funny statement to say.
I was like, what is she saying to me?
The funny part I'm doing it in English. That's the issue I have with it. አሁን ለምሳሌ ከዚህ በፊት we heard about a girl ሴት ጓደኛዋ አሳልፋ ሰጣት ምናምን የሚለውን ታሪክ ሰምተናል. and ታክሲ ውስጥ the people abducted her for I think if I remember correctly 5 days እያፈላለግናት ነበር. and we later found out it's her female friend በተለያዩ ምክንያቶች ከፍላቸው ነው ምናምን የሚለውን ነገር.
I did not know the story.
So after hearing so many of those stories ነው I mean you have to be very aware of who has information about you የሚለው ነገር እዚህ ጋር ነው የሚለየው. and as much as I love making friends and acquaintances, I'm very much aware about who knows what about me, because when safety becomes an issue because of social media and social media feminists, we've seen people having to move out because of the information the people around them already know. As soon as you realize you better be sure about the people you consider friends, how much information they have about you, and how much that affects the safety of you and your family. Milon nagar into consideration make maragu as a pointer maskamito nagar no. Yeah, again the movement works. I would rather not see you being the sacrificial lamb of it. Milon.
Oh, I understand. That makes perfect sense. Adrashe, by the way. Do. Beep. I do worry about a lot of that. Again, what I've come to understand is it could easily be my house. It could easily be the ride I took in the morning. It could easily be a whole full taxi. It could easily be the workplace we're in. It could easily be my other workplaces. It could easily be on stage. The security will eventually show up. Yes,
eventually.
Yeah, ማለት security እዛው ጋር አሉና አንጠልጥለው ሊያወጣቸው ይመጣሉ.
It's not a stunt to go.
I mean አቡሽካ ስለሚያውቅ hopefully you know what I mean and that is actually the safest place I can think of
on stage.
Because security will ያለ ስልክ ምናምን ይሰበስቡ የለ እየዞሩ ሰው የሆነ በጣም ግብዳ ሰው ያመጣ አንጠልጥሎ ያርዳል ግን like he would get one star.
I feel like you go that you know why are we giving ideas?
No, like what I'm trying to explain is everywhere is unsafe and አሁን ባለሁበት state of mind ደግሞ it's the fear has overwhelmed me and not like you know it has exited my body not in the aura ከቦኛል ነገር if that makes sense. Now I'm not walking from it. It's not inside me anymore. It's like surrounding me. It's there. አብረን ነው የምንኖረው and it's my companion. It's made me far more reckless የሆነ ጊዜ ላይ like you know it could happen anywhere right ምናምን especially some riots ከተማ ውስጥ ምናምን happen ያደረጉ ጊዜ okay it was easy. It was so easy and I saw it and I was like oh so it's doable alkuኝ ማለት ነው and then I understood because everything I heard ማለት ነው it made the fear I felt and how insignificant I felt that much bigger if that makes sense. Oh I guess this would happen to anybody. Why wouldn't it happen to me ማለት ምንም exception የምትሆኝበት ቀን የለም. አታምሹ ነው my favorite one is አታምሹ because you know how many of these stories we're hearing are ጠራራ ፀሐይ based አታምሺ ከእንደዚህ አይነት ሰዎች ጋር ተዋይ እንትን ሂጂ ምናምን የተባልሽበት ቦታ በሙሉ አለ and like my mind has broken in the sense where I need to keep myself safe የሚለው side አቁሟል because what's the point?
So like my observation right here, I'm not saying it's reality, it's just what I have noticed in my life is the exact opposite of what society thinks is dangerous usually happens. Lani ማለት ነው.
Okay.
I have never been in a situation where I'm scared at night. I've always been in a situation where I'm scared. But
broad daylight.
I've never been scared of the people think are dangerous. I've always been scared of the people that society deems are worthy and safe. I've never found myself praying that I escape something with a stranger. I've always found myself praying that I escape something with somebody that's close to me or a friend. And now it's funny to me that society claims these are dangerous, these are not. And more often in my experience, the people that are supposedly dangerous ተብሎ in society የሚታዩት ሰዎች have some level of ethics and some level of morality የማይባቸው ሰዎች እነሱ ናቸው.
What do you mean በታክሲ ወስደው? Yeah, because those girls don't survive, babes. ወስደው እኮ ይደፍሯቸዋል.
Really? I've
ይሞታሉ ልጆቹ. That's why you never hear of those stories.
Seriously?
Yes. ፍርድ ቤት አንዳንድ ኬዞች ይሄዳሉ ምናምን it's like
wait ቆይ በታክሲ ተወስዶ complete strangers አደንዝዘው ነው የምትይኝ?
በታክሲ ወስዷቸዋል የሆነ ጊዜ አንድ ሁለት ታሪኮች ሀና or something ነበሩ.
እሷን ቀደም ሜንሽን አደረኩኝ ግን እሷም we've later found out the perpetrator was one of her friends የሚለውን ነገር find out አደረግን ነው.
No ይሄ ሙሉ ታክሲ ነው ማወራው. ሙሉ ታክሲ ያለው አይታ ወንድ ብቻ ነው ገባች. She wasn't seen again. I don't remember the exact name. ለዛ ነው.
I don't know this.
Oh no, they do gang rape. You just don't survive the gang rape.
እሱ ነካለ. I don't know.
No. እንደውም አንዳንድ ጊዜ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ምናምን ስትመደቢ ሲኒየር ወንድ ጓደኞች ካሉ እኔ ታላላቅ ወንድ ጓደኞች የሆነ ጊዜ ነበሩኝና they would tell you, oh እዛ ሀገር by the way ለሶስት ብቻ ከደፈሩሽ አራግፈሽ ነው የምትሄጂው ብለውኝ ያውቃሉ.
Okay.
If it's just 3 it's okay አይነት ነገር.
That is just wow. Okay. So the realities of our country Kathy.
I am not saying it's like hey, I'm not backing this by data ምናምን ሳይሆን it is so expected and it's so possible. My brain like broke a very 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 long time ago because በቃ like የሆነ ገብቶሽ ያውቃል that you can't do anything. There's no help that's going to come and then you give up and that's how I felt for a very long time. ከዛ በኋላ once you like I could die at any moment gives you a certain type of courage. Like you start doing stuff and then some of them work out, and then you're like, I hope I don't die now. I hope this is the part of my life I live.
So that is real thing. Like, የሆነ ፖይንት ላይ ልናምፕ ትሄጃለሽ። መቼም እንደምትነቂ when somebody you actually care about is in danger, all of a sudden this person will help you, call this person ማለት ትጀምሪያለሽ, or this person will do this.
You understand geography so fast. You're like, Zasfar. Okay,
yeah.
Call this one, and then I'll call that one, and then we'll make it work.
Yeah.
I know you have that thing at home. How about we use it?
Yes, and then like, that's the funniest thing I've noticed about female friendships, like actual friendships, that yerasish in danger, you tend to minimize it as opposed to your friends. When it's your friend and somebody you really care about who's in danger, then all of a sudden, swat motalech የሚለው ነገር does not register in your head. ገብቶሻል? አንድ ቀን እኮ swat እኔ ሞታለሁ, sure, I'm okay with that, I'm okay with my death. swat motalech is not okay. Like, ግዴታ ነው መቅደም አለብኝ.
That's just how life goes.
Yes. ስለዚህ girl, you made a promise.
And also, like, if only the stabbing guy liked her the way these types of friendships worked.
That's the funny part. So, like, with all of our experiences, we've had a few close calls, and that's the funniest part about this. We always like, we're okay, we're gonna die someday, and we might as well YOLO this out, and then when one of us is actually in danger,
how fast are we getting out?
Mm-hmm,
yes.
Mm-hmm. And if you're alone in that situation, you're much calmer as opposed to when you're with a friend that you actually care about. And that's the funniest part for me. Like,
the times I've picked up everyone's bag and had everyone running out of a club. Oh, so many times. Point.
And if you were alone and if you were just having fun, you may not even just care that much. But when it's with somebody you really care about, but today when it's a female friend or a sister, all of a sudden death is not even, it's not even on the table, bro. Like, Yazani will handle it the way it's supposed to be handled in our conversation. It's funny to me, we say like, death is okay if it's us. But
I'm not saying it's okay. It's more like, you know how giving up affects. I don't know, like, I'm telling you, like, I want to live. I like life and it's good, and I want to survive stuff. Now, I know I'm not acting like it. So, like, as I'm telling you stuff, what I'm trying to tell you, min masalash.
Oh, girl, I get it.
On a lighter note, I like life so much right now, and I want to live. And I'm much more peaceful than I've ever been. I'm trying my best. Like, I'm not in people pleasing skills, but I'm not borrowing. And to counteract that, I went too far. Not like sundamo without overcorrecting, like, if I overcorrect, I'm going to be back where I was. So, like, to a middle ground, it's working out so far because
finding the balance.
Yeah, it's like put them up so far. Some people would try me and they will find out who I am, really. It's like, I miss that side of me. It's been a minute.
You know the funniest part about that, English? Remember your first stand-up comedy atmosphere in Aparo? So, it was your first time, so everybody we knew was there. Like, you went out on the stage, and that's the minute I saw power. You didn't even have to speak some shit, and the whole audience was people you know, and everybody was clapping.
My friends,
yeah. And I was like, can you imagine having the courage to say anything to the stand-up comedian, not knowing who's sitting next to you or behind you?
My friends can be very dangerous, especially saaqut. It's like
I understand, but that's your people. You created those people, so they already know how that's about to go.
Created, hey,
I refuse.
Let's not. People feel free around me, and they get to be themselves. And I don't have that, a crazy amount of recognition. That's what I'm lacking. Somebody, remember, like, no judgments from this direction below. You remember? It haunts me. It haunts me so much.
It made me laugh so hard. Like, there's no banter in that situation possible. No, I don't think sometimes you recognize that you don't have to sing much. Everybody around you is ready to speak for you. ገብቶሻል? And is that situation like on your first stage and seeing everybody there for you and with you, it made me realize that the investment was correct. ሁለተኛ ግን you don't really have to speak much at that point.
No, we do have a kind of like, rapport.
Yeah, even the people that know you know how it's gonna go if they say something. And it was just, it was such a beautiful moment to be a part of.
I think I want to go to our unpopular opinion of the day.
Yeah, okay. Of the day. ቀደም ያለፈው እኔ ቀደም ያለው
Men don't hate makeup, they just can't tell the difference.
Oh, you meant unpopular. Okay,
unpopular. ሜካፕ ያስጠላናል ብሎ የሚያወሩ ሰዎች በሙሉ ሜካፕ ያደረገ ግለሰብ ፊት ለፊት ምላሳቸው ሲወርድ እያየን ነው ማለት on daily basis.
ደግሞ ላይካቸውን ሄደር ስታይ and the people they are following here ስታይ
dolls.
Yeah, like
dolls.
So you just don't want to tell they're wearing makeup ነው እንጂ extreme makeup ነው ማትወዱት ወይም አሁን TikTok ላይ
makeup women like is what they hate.
No,
if that
makes
sense.
makeup የሚል ነገር አይተሻል TikTok ላይ? So it's okay, just we'll post a certain picture, just very bold colors, very extreme looks that does not look normally ማታገኛቸውን shades.
Exactly. Women የሚወዷቸው አይነት ሜካፖች they hate them. Like women like a plethora of things. በጣም የሚያምር አይተን like I would never put that on my face, but I really love how she can do that ያለሽ. Or like when people pay for የሆነ አይነት style of እንትን ለማጋዚን different styles, ለfashion show different styles, for Halloween የሚደረግ everything would interest us. These motherfuckers don't like watching us happy. ይቅርታ. There's ነግሬሻለሁ about adult masculine fleeing. I could be saying this wrong. Again, yeah. Makeup used to be...
most of makeup was made for men, by the way.
Yes.
Historically speaking. And most
but
of the things
when women
feminine,
start enjoying these things, they flee into saying it's no longer cool. So and like, if you think about it, you can see it everywhere. Let's say... what used to be a male job, ብለሽ አስቢ. ማስተማር ኬጂ ማስተማር የሴት ስራ ነው it's genuinely flee የተደረገበት አይነት ስራ also ደግሞ you wouldn't want kids around men. That's also another thing.
I'm not mad, they can flee.
There's also things that are like heels, certain types of jobs that are no longer በወንድ የማይሰሩ ወዘተረፈ and also it also works the reverse. If women are like abandoning a certain industry, they will come and act like the rescuers. So both things. So the makeup thing really irks me because ያለ makeup እኮ ታምራለሽ. I know. I also love makeup and
by the way, like that's a really good point because historically speaking ጥፍር ቀለም ቻይና ውስጥ ለሮያልቲ ነበር የተሰራው. ኢጅፕትም ውስጥ ነበረ and lipstickም the same thing. ሂል ጫማም the same thing. ዊጎችም the same thing. እና we'll list it out የትኛው እና ለየትኛው እንደተሰራ እንጽፈና so that you understand when you say you don't like makeup historically speaking እና ለእናንተ የተሰራ ነገር ነው የማትወዱት which is tights ለወንዶች የተሰሩ ነበረ which is very fascinating to me. አልዋሽሽም. ሻዶስ መጀመሪያ ኢጅፕት ውስጥ ነበረ እና ከፀሐይ ፕሮቴክት ለማድረግ ነበር አይናቸውን የተሰራው. So a lot of things that are now considered makeup originally ሲመጡ ለእናንተ ነበር የተሰሩት. So pale skin ራሱ foundation የምንለው በፔል ለማድረግ for royalty ነበር የተሰራው. እሱንም ፖስት እናደርጋለን. So most of the things that are now የሆነ ለሴቶች ኢንዱስትሪ ውስጥ የገቡት originally የእናንተ ነበር.
Yes,
so post it.
My unpopular opinion is I think it's a lie when men say they don't like makeup.
Okay, so my unpopular opinion will be I think education should be basic education ውጪ interest based መሆን አለበት ብዬ አስባለሁ.
Okay, what age are you setting that on?
I'm selling that from 12ኛ ክፍል graduate ካደረግን በኋላ entirely interest based መሆን አለበት. And interest based still I don't mean just because you're interested in it, because you have the work ethics and the mental capacity for it, Emilo.
So aptitude tests are included.
And that way you are more likely to invest time required for you to have excellent results in that field, in that career. And if they're interest based on research, we have noticed that you're more likely to keep updating your skills according to new information, which means you're gonna be better at what you're doing instead of landing in that career and then getting bored or lacking behind in that career long term. And kazam yibet, I do believe every career should be respected, yes, about.
Okay.
In a sense where ahon Ethiopia ውስጥ የምናየው ነገር woodworking or hand job,
keeping it
labor work, yes.
Blue collar jobs.
Blue collar jobs የሚባለው ነገር are considerably frowned upon. They shouldn't be, yes, about. Because international market ላይ ስታዩ those are considered very luxury items ahun. And if you
having your stuff custom done
exactly. So if you really produce a workforce that got into that field based on aptitude and based on interest, you're more likely to be beneficial long term, yes, well. So yeah,
I don't think that's unpopular, that's just common sense.
ብለሽ ታስቢያለሽ?
You would hope so. Hope so. ብርሃኑ ቢሰማንስ?
Actually, like
የቆሎ ጓደኛ ያደረኩት ይቅርታ ፕሮፌሰር ብርሃኑ
ዓለም ተንቀጥቅጣ ነበር አልሽው ቅድም?
earthquake bro, earthquakes can happen.
Cuz like I choose life.
Okay. Thank you guys for staying with us. See you next time.
Yes.
We'd like to thank Taraki for their space and platform. See you guys next time.